All right, it says we're live. Great. I guess we're live. So what's up, man? Aussie.
Mm.
Obviously I know what's up. We've been talking for like 2 hours.
Not much.
How about you give a little teaser for your new video you're gonna release? I guess I don't know when you're gonna release it, but do you want to share anything about that? While I'm posting
I'm
links.
just gonna be talking about Yakuza Kiwami 2 and fangirling over Kiryu's back. Again.
What is so great about the back? This
He's
baby
not
got back?
back. He's got back.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
And he's got an awesome tattoo.
Is that the dude with the dragon tattoo on his back? I'm sorry, I'm a dumb
Yes.
person. I didn't play.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude,
Kiryu's back.
he's so beautiful.
Again.
What is so great about? Right, so audio is working great. Let me just post. I'm only gonna post a link of like 2 servers, to be honest, mine and maybe Minxie's.
Okay.
See if people join. I find a lot of times when I post in other people's servers, people don't really reciprocate things. They don't like they post their links. They don't really come and check stuff out. So I think it's just better just to obviously I'm gonna post other stuff in there, but let's see, self promo. Wait, okay, that's my server. Good. So announcements going live. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we'll go down to Mixie server. We'll post real quick. Probably not going to get anybody, but we might. You never know. All right, good to go. Ready?
Yep.
All right, let's watch this video that you graciously recommended to me. All right.
Okay.
There you are, customizing your character in a brand new space RPG, and all of a sudden, you're woke. You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this. Yet there it is. What's up, everybody? This is the Adoring Man here, and Bethesda just released Starfield, what could be their biggest RPG ever.
Are you gonna play Starfield?
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna play the shit out of Starfield.
This is a huge moment for them, Xbox, and
I actually did say earlier to you off stream. I actually went to the same college as fucking Plus One. That's funny.
all of us nerds who apparently didn't have enough amazing games to play this year. That's okay, I didn't.
Oh my god. I promise I won't pause a lot, but the whole like Diablo 4 with an X over it.
Yeah, that was.
That is a nice touch, dude.
Yes, it
I
is.
love his attention to detail. I love that. Oh my god.
Yeah, that Diablo 4 turned into a dumpster fire.
Yeah, the whole Diablo 4 thing was just funny, but like just seeing him put it like all these great games, they're all these great games, and Diablo 4 just has an X over. I'm like, god damn it. The Act Man. All right, let's keep watching. I'll try to not pause again. It's like I told you before. He just has these little jokes he does that just make me laugh.
Well, have you played Starfield yet?
No, I have not.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now, the Starfield tapes that are coming up soon, they're really fucking dumb.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And I'm definitely coming from a perspective of I have no goddamn clue. So great. Awesome.
Plan on touching grass until 2024. Personally, I've been having a shitload of fun with the game, and the most shocking revelation of all is how polished Starfield is. I think I've encountered like a grand total of 4 bugs.
What the hell am I looking at?
After Fallout 76, I expected much worse. But there are a lot of legitimate
Yeah,
criticisms people have been making about
I'm glad Starfield came out so polished.
Dude, Fallout 76 was a buggy ass mess. And I'm saying
That's
this from the perspective of somebody who actually liked playing Fallout 76 when it came out because I had a friend to play with. And that's what
I
made
still
Fallout
haven't played
76
it.
fun. Go on.
I still haven't played 76 myself, but I do have it.
I would recommend if you're going to play it, find a friend to play with. That makes it so much more fun. Most people kind of shit on it, and I think they literally didn't have their friends or they had like a very negative mindset. Now, don't get me wrong, 76 fucking sucked. But the fun part was you could play Fallout with your friend. And that's what I liked about it. I could play Fallout with my friends, have fun. But like, dude, there was like weird ass bugs or like the best way I can describe it, you've probably seen videos of it. Like you would literally like running around the world and like you look around and there'd just be like these black fucking like streaks of whatever the fuck it is. And by streaks I mean like literally in game, like there's like just a black bar going down your screen, and not one, it's like multiple, and you can't see shit. That was the thing that used to really bug me about Fallout 76. I would play the game, and I would hit these spots where like I would just see all these black bars just going down my screen, and I can move around, whatever,
No.
but like they would always be there. Like they would also adjust to wherever you're at. It was just like that is like the best way I could put it is like the bar is there and it's like an asset in the game and you cannot see what is in that bar. Like there's just fucking black. It's fucking weird, but yeah, that was like the only main bug I hit. But also another thing about Fallout 76 that was also funny, but also helped me out a lot was Fallout 4 glitches worked.
Huh.
Yeah. So you could literally take padded armor and just I don't remember what the glitch was, but like you would just select it, unselect it. You would just do that, and you would just be able to hold way more stuff.
Interesting.
Also, bobby pins weighed like fucking 48 pounds. It was really weird. Anyways,
exploration, loading screens, NPCs, etc. And we'll be talking about some of those legitimate complaints, but this is a hot takes video. Games with this much hype behind
ooh,
them draw in a lot of attention, and with so many
I
eyes on
would not have
Starfield,
guessed
it's
it was
only
a hot
natural.
takes video.
say what?
I would not have guessed it was a hot takes video
Yeah,
because it has hot takes in the title.
to be honest, I think this is like hot takes to the point that he hasn't really researched it, but he's watched stuff. Like he knows what he's talking about. But it's a hot take. It's
Mm.
like I haven't given this a lot of thought, but I've given this some thought. That's what I mean. That's what I think he means by hot takes. Now, me, when I say this is a hot take for me, like literally, I have not watched this video. I think I watched like the first like 5 to 8 minutes, and I was like, all right, whatever. I got up to something else. It's not like, all right, whatever. I don't like this. It's more like this is content for later or something to think about later. At the moment, I didn't really give a shit because when it comes down to this, like people are fucking stupid. They're just stupid.
Yeah.
All right, let's play the video.
We should receive a bounty of terrible hot takes.
Attention viewers, we are arriving at the surface of planet Hotakius. Be prepared for a rough landing. The cringe levels have not been fully scanned and they could be lethal.
I'm ready, man. Ready to get it on. Go!
So because Starfield is exclusive to PC, Game Pass, and Xbox, well, naturally the PlayStation fanboys have risen from their catacombs with a throbbing hate boner. One so obvious they don't even care to tuck it into their waistband. But how bad could these takes possibly be? If you're reviewing Starfield and give it a high score, I hope you lose your job.
Attention. We are now at DEFCON 5.
You gotta
Security
be kidding me,
lockdown
DEFCON 5
lifted.
already? Paul Tassi
That
wrote
didn't
an
take
article
long.
foreshadowing
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, great. I hope you lose your job because you review a game I can't play. What the
Yeah, I think they mention Alana Taylor or whoever the fuck her name is. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's Alana Taylor, the Australian chick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how she's promoting Starfield even though she's a PlayStation developer and shouldn't lose her job for promoting Starfield. Whatever
People
kind of sense
people
that
are so
makes, I
stupid.
don't fucking know.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Ask you a question real quick, Battle Puppet. Do
Okay.
you okay? You are a Sony developer, maybe a second party, meaning like you are not Sony like owned, but you make stuff for Sony.
Yeah.
Do you think playing a Nintendo game is a sin?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because it's just a game.
It's just a game, but also on top of that, who knows? Maybe Nintendo did something that was fun, interesting, makes people
Yeah.
want to play the game. Well, okay, I can watch you play it, but guess what? If I play it myself, I might be like, oh, this is kind of fun. I might have a different spin on this, different idea how to implement this, or this might inspire me to do other stuff. Not this, but other stuff. The idea
Yeah.
that you promote a game that's not for the company you're fucking working for, it's just, oh my God,
There's a
small
reason
brain.
why there is the recurring meme of Sony games having the single player action adventure with stealth elements.
Yeah.
And you're not really playing the game, you're watching the game.
I heard Final Fantasy 16 is literally the epitome of that.
Final Fantasy 16 has a lot of cutscenes. It's not bad, but
I have Final
it
Fantasy
chugs.
16. I've held off on playing it because people are like it's cutscene heavy. I'm like, I want to play a game, man. I don't want to watch a movie.
Yeah, it's pretty cutscene heavy, especially for the beginning couple hours.
But yeah, just the whole like lose your job for like, reviewing a game I can't play is stupid. And the Lana Pierce thing you told me about, like, I get it. She works for Sony, but her job is to work for Sony and find out shit that I assume works because she was a reviewer for IGN, I believe. So she reviewed games. She talks about things that she likes, talks about things she doesn't like. If she finds a fucking game on a console that she's not being paid to play, but it's good, has good stuff, I believe her job probably pays her to tell them like, hey, this is something that fucking works over here. You should probably put it over here, you know? Am I wrong?
No, I don't get this tribalism mentality. I actually thought console wars died out before I really got into games in the early 2000s.
Oh, Battle Puppet, you freaking just innocent little boy. These have been
Eh,
going on for forever. Oh,
apparently, yeah.
we actually have people in the chat. That's crazy.
Okay, let's see more of Ant-Man.
This. Starfield is about to generate the most annoying Xbox PlayStation console war in years. I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys, but John 280165 fuck. I don't know about you guys, but I get all of my
I'm not gonna lie. I do remember this part. I watched like the first like 5 to 8 minutes of this, and I remember this particular scene because there's so many numbers, but he nails it right here. I'm gonna rewind it real quick. 10 seconds back, he nails it when he does the retake. I wonder how many takes it took him to get the actual to actually like nail it down.
Probably 2 or 3.
Oh, come on, play, please play. No.
PlayStation console war in
There we go.
years. I don't know about you guys, but John 280165 fuck. I don't know about you guys, but I get all of my gaming information and opinions from John 280165804887. He's one of the few intellectual scholars I can truly trust. The console war is one of the cringiest and most degenerate activities you can participate in these days.
A
Extremely
particular
cringe.
upstanding citizen of the internet here tweeted this in response to me playing.
Oh yeah, I was just
Starfield.
talking about
He
it.
said, Alana Pierce should be fired for promoting Xbox games on a public platform like this. Extremely unprofessional and demonstrates a lack of loyalty and seriousness to PlayStation.
Get the fuck out of here!
I can't imagine any other takes are gonna bring us to DEF CON.
Yeah, it's not like other developers like to support other devs and give props where they come from, and a lot of these first party Sony products do the same thing. A la Santa Monica Studios, Sucker Punch Games, and Insomniac Games putting in some good words with competitors. It's like it's a fucking
Yeah.
nothing burger.
I have so much stuff I can say, but I think the best way to put this, I'm going to try to condense it down to something small. Um, I think if you work for a game company or a console making company, i.e., Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony, and they do not let you play other games, that's a shit company, man. Because at the end of the day, like, hey, dude, they might be doing something that's great, doing something that's right. They might be doing something that makes people want to play. Just the
Well,
idea
there's
that you
good.
work for this company, therefore you should not play any other console games. Any no, you work for fucking PlayStation, don't play any fucking Nintendo games. Don't play any fucking Microsoft games. Oh, if we see you on PC, what do you think she's fucking streaming through? She's streaming through fucking PC. You're gonna get mad at her for that shit? She's not
Okay,
streaming through a
here's
PlayStation
an
5. Sorry,
here's a
hello.
prime example of not playing other games to get inspiration for a game developer. Anthem. When they were developing Anthem, they were told to never mention Destiny, not even think about Destiny, or implement whatever Destiny has learned up to that point in the
Question:
development cycle.
what is Anthem?
Anthem's that
That's a joke.
BioWare
It's
game
a
from a
joke.
couple years
It's a
back.
joke.
Yeah, apparently the servers are still up at least for about another month.
They're closing down the servers.
Yeah, it's
It's already that
apparently.
long.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Damn. Yeah, the whole idea like you work for Sony, you cannot play Nintendo games, you should not fucking talk about Microsoft games. Fucking stupid. Dude, come on. If you're in
Yeah,
a
yeah, that's
company,
like
you should
saying,
look at
"Oh
what your
yeah, you
competition is
write
doing.
for this particular genre of books. You can't possibly read all these other books."
Well, when it comes down to it, it's just like it's very closed-minded. It's like, dude, if you do not look at what your competition is doing that's working for them, you're going to fail. Now, every once in a while, you might have a person that doesn't look at the competition at all, and like they definitely succeed because they're doing innovative stuff. But also on top of that, like, hey man, this company's making millions of dollars doing this. We could do that too and make millions of dollars as well. Like that's how companies fucking work. It's how they work, man.
Yeah, and Hunter right here has a good point. If
Yeah,
how else you're going to know what your competition is doing if you don't try out their IP? Exactly.
exactly.
You need to understand what your competition is doing in order to get an idea of what people are wanting. If you don't understand what the general consensus of an audience would like, you're probably not gonna make a good product.
Yeah, it's just like literally like you need to look at your competition. Like Amazon's a good example, but also a bad example because Amazon literally just steals people's shit and just remakes it.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're watching what was working for other people and they're implementing that. And how are you going to compete with your competitors if you don't know what the fuck they're doing? That's a really good point, by the way, Hunter. Really good point. Like I could not have fucking said it better myself, to be honest. That was a really good point.
Ugh.
You want to add something real quick while I go grab a glass of water?
Well, I don't really know what else I could add. It, yeah, Nintendo, they have excellent first party IPs, and that's because they work on with what they have, and they seem to listen to the general consumer most of the time, even though they do have the moniker of the mafia of gaming for a reason. Just the idea of not looking at your competition makes no sense. Oh yeah, we're just gonna bunker down and not listen to any and all other opinions. And if you deviate from what we have here in this particular area, then you are no longer part of this community. You will be ejected faster than the competition from Survivor. Yeah, like what kind of sense does that make?
Also, don't worry, we're gonna get Streamlabs on my desktop, so I have more screens to share with y'all guys. So you don't have to fucking sit there while I'm going grabbing a glass of water, or I guess technically a bottle of water that I refilled.
Yeah, I would say Nintendo's first gaming company too, and and they focus more on selling the stuff. What
Yep.
I can agree with
Yeah.
that.
The thing I like about Nintendo is people call them a gimmick company, but like when it comes down to it, okay, so people like I'm gonna use an example. People like Silent Hill, correct?
Yeah, I think most people like Silent Hill. I have yet
What
to
is
play any of them.
All right, so if I say Silent Hill, what is the first thing that comes to mind other than horror game? Like there's something about when you're in Silent Hill that's all around you. It is the
Fog.
yeah, fog. So why do you think there's a fog in Silent Hill? Do you know why?
If I remember right, in the first Silent Hill, they did the fog to help control the development so that it didn't have to render so many things all at once. So it was not just a development idea, it was also a lore idea that they utilized for the series.
So it was a development idea that turned into a lore idea. And the reason they did it, you were correct. They literally started the fog because they didn't want to have to render so much stuff. They wanted to make this whole world of a game, and they didn't want to have to render everything, and it just made the game run smoother. So what I'm trying to get at with Nintendo, they call them a gimmick company. Nintendo is kind of, I wouldn't say they're handicapping themselves, but whenever you cannot make something come on screen the right way, you have to start making compromises. Get a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? You get a little bit creative with like things. When it comes to Silent
Yeah,
Hill,
they
the
they
biggest
kind of
thing,
are
yeah,
handicapping themselves these days with their Switch. And, the hardware is really
yeah.
holding back a lot of their stuff.
Yes, exactly. But also on top of that, like when you have weaker hardware and you want to put a particular game on there or even like make a more ambitious game, you have to do these workarounds. And sometimes these workarounds turn out to be really, really cool workarounds. Sometimes limiting yourself, like, okay, you can have access to everything in the goddamn world. But if you have access to only this, this, and this, what you make might be more innovative and crazier or even like awesomer, you know? Like more does not mean better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've heard that
And I'm not
reasoning
saying
too.
Nintendo is doing that. They've done that before, obviously. But when it comes to Silent Hill, like they were working with limited hardware, the PS1, and it turned out to become a lore thing, and now it's a staple of fucking Silent Hill, man. And it's just the limitations cause them to make something better.
And yes, there is a movie called The Fog. It's actually not that bad of a movie.
Spoiler: everybody dies. That's a lie. Not everybody dies.
No, not everybody dies.
You get the joke. All right, ready?
You cannot go to these planets because exploration was a lie. Jesus, it gets so worse.
Attention. We are now at DEF CON 4.
Oh my god.
This is one of the many Twitter
Oh,
accounts whose
boy.
entire existence revolves around Xbox bad, PlayStation good. So this is their grift. This is how they farm interactions. If
Game
grifting is the only
trash.
thing you
Oh my
do as a
goodness.
content creator, eventually you start to run out of material and you have to grasp at straws. And this is why he's saying exploration is a lie, because he can't kill himself by flying into a gas giant.
Let me in. Let me in.
Now, for everyone who also dropped out of school in fourth
Yeah, that's
grade,
funny. That just does not stop being funny. And the thing is, there is theoretically mass inside gas giants, but because of how a gas giant works and the gravity and the wind speeds and all that, it is virtually impossible to get to the center of the potential mass that is there.
Well, it's not virtually impossible. You're just gonna die.
Well, that's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
with
I mean, you
outside
you'll
of
you'll make it. You'll just be dead. Like I'm sorry. You'll be unalived on the exploration
yeah,
of
and
that center.
I don't get why all these fanboys are saying that it should be possible in Starfield and all this, but Starfield has firmly established that it is more of a realistic science fiction. Something that could potentially happen more so than say, Star Trek or Star Wars or hell, even the Mass Effect.
The community notes has got your back. Gas giants such as Jupiter and Saturn are not safe to traverse internally. Wind speeds are in the thousands of miles per hour, temperatures beyond any material limits, and pressure so intense that hydrogen turns into a liquid conductor.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Naturally, Cringe Thrash Gaming here was ratioed into the next dimension. He was hit with community notes multiple times, but it takes a very special...
Hunter, they are complaining about a lot of things, such as they're not being able to traverse the entire planet, for example. There are a lot of really dumb complaints going on.
Okay.
And yeah, there is valid criticism for lack of life on a lot of planets. I know from experience playing myself that most of the planets do not have a lot to do, so it's kind of eh.
It's procedurally generated, right?
Yeah, if I remember right, Todd Howard said that to fill out the 1,000 planets that they wanted to put in, they used procedurally generated planets similar to No Man's Sky to fill that out.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, continue.
special brain to continue digging your hole, especially when everybody is saying you're wrong. These idiots made a whole article about me saying we should be able to explore gas giants. They somehow think this isn't possible in a video game that allows you to travel at light speed. I mean, clearly, they haven't played Mass Effect, but hey, I'll let them cook. When this guy takes an IQ test, it comes back negative.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
First off, you can't explore.
Okay, pause for a second.
I do want to say
Not
that idiot sandwich thing was actually like not from his actual show. It was a little like a late night skit that he did. Like, where are you? An idiot sandwich.
Yeah.
Like that was not real footage, but I love that meme. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the IQ test would come back negative. It's more like the best features that constitute a brain just came from the toilet after the septic tank ruptured. Because these are really shit takes.
Yeah, they're very bad takes. Like, especially, I'm still seconding a lot of Pierce one, but like, you can't land at the middle. You can't land at the middle of a fucking gas giant. It's like, dude, it's fucking gas. Obviously, there's a point in the middle where like there's probably solids, liquids and solids, but like, you don't want to be there,
But
man.
Starfield established the rules in the world, and it's
Starfield didn't establish the rules. Fucking reality established the rules.
yeah, and science fiction is based on some form of reality.
Yes. That is just funny. Like, I can't land on a gas giant. It's a fucking gas. It's gas. Dude, okay. How about you go buy a propane tank, let that out, and you go land on the gas? How about you do that?
Or just fart really bad and try to stand on it.
Yeah, eat a lot of beans. See if you can stand on that.
Yeah, you'll find that you won't be able to put anything on it.
Yeah. All right.
Or gas giants in Mass Effect, you gastropod. And yes, your tweet was so bad, someone wrote an article about it to make fun of you. Starfield hater becomes laughing stuck after basic astronomy blender. No shit, you can't walk on gas? Yeah. And you can't make a spaceship in the shape of a robot. But I guess we choosy on fiction now, The pressure at the core of Jupiter could be 100 million times stronger than what is typically seen on Earth at sea level. It should be obvious that no spacecraft could survive this pressure. This isn't Goku training at 100 times Earth's gravity. This is 100 million times. But I guess we choosy on fiction now. Dude, aborted fetuses have a better understanding of fiction than you do. Every fictional piece of media needs to establish its own rules and follow them. Starfield is science fiction and sci-fi has its own rules to follow. If you establish that a hyperdrive is the piece
And I gotta say, the world of Starfield is pretty fun to experience. I'm really liking it.
Dude, I'm thinking about downloading it to be honest. After seeing that Baldur's Gate 3 runs on my PC, like my desktop, I'm thinking like maybe Starfield might run too. Because the thing about
Yeah.
Bethesda is that they're really good at making games that run on a lot of different platforms and or different graphics
The
cards.
PC version kind of has some performance issues from what I've been hearing, but more or less it's okay.
Well, I'm gonna be a Sony pony. I'm not buying no goddamn Xbox.
Okay.
Come on. I might buy an Xbox if they drop down in price. It's a lot to ask of somebody to spend, $500 for a new console just to play a game.
Yeah.
It is, and I think actually I did talk about this last night, didn't I? Like I don't mind exclusives if they're timed exclusives. It's when they become like full on exclusive. I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks, man. You know?
And Retro makes a point about being a fan of multiple things, not just one thing.
Yeah,
Yes, it's at why limit yourself to just one thing and not be able to experience all these other things that are available?
exactly. Yeah.
And don't take it a step further and make a plastic box part of your personality from shoving it up your ass so much that you have the SSD powering up your brain power because you have 0 megabits per second to process.
Yeah, and whenever I say like I'm not planning on buying an Xbox, I don't. A lot of these people that are being called Sony ponies, there's a lot of them that are not really Sony ponies from the perspective of like what people are calling them. But there are some people who are like diehard. I only play Sony. My thing about the Xbox, dude, if you're like, hey, I'll give you an Xbox, play this, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. I'll play the game. But there's some people that seem like they're so diehard anti this to the point of like I won't even accept a gift of it, and it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't get that either, but I've always grown up with being an agnostic gamer, open to all gaming, not just one.
Dude, I grew up with a Sega Genesis, a Super Nintendo, and a PlayStation. I am open. I'm as open as a goddamn book that's being read. Whatever you want to add after that, whatever. Like, I'm open as a book when it comes to this shit. I'm open to different things because guess what, man? Some companies do have exclusives. Like, for instance, like Nintendo owns Mario, they own Zelda, they own a bunch of shit, and you're only going to be able to play it unless you buy the Philips CDI. I will say that on Nintendo hardware. It's just
Yeah,
the
I
fact of
I
life.
do say that I don't like exclusives. I still don't really like them. Honestly, if for example, if Nintendo ported a lot of their stuff to PC, that would open up more possibilities for them, and they'd make a lot of money.
Yeah, they would, but at the end of the day, those exclusives to me make sense because it's the company's exclusives. Like we want people to buy our console, so these are only going to be on our console. Now, when it comes to third party or even like second party shit, I'm just like, dude, come on, man. Do time to exclusives, like because when it comes to Nintendo, it's a Nintendo product. Like Nintendo made it, Nintendo did it, whatever. When it's another company, that's where I'm like, okay, exclusives suck to a point. I do understand exclusivity for a certain time to obviously because the company pays money. They pay money to the company to make the game. They pay money to the company, help them with the development, financially. Even sometimes, a lot of times, they'll give people to help with the development of a game. Makes sense for
Uh-huh.
timed exclusives, but at a certain point, yes, you are correct putting on other consoles or other platforms could actually be very beneficial because there's a lot of people that want to play that game. They're not going to buy your console for that one game, but they will buy your one game if it's on their console.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
let's do.
Yeah, sorry, that was a word soup. Hopefully that made sense.
Okay.
Of hardware necessary to jump to lightspeed travel in Star Wars, then you can't let a fucking ship
Oh, don't even
travel
get me
to
started on the
lightspeed
cash tracks, Nintendo. Jesus.
without a functioning hyperdrive. It's like, why is the Avatar the only one who can bend all four elements? Why can't Zuko water bend? Cause he fucking can't. Cause those are the rules. You cannot go to this planet because exploration was a lie. That's not a planet, it's a star, and you should be able to fly around its surface. Yeah, they don't let you explore the surface of the sun either. Why not?
Uh-oh, retard alert!
It's the fucking sun.
Retard alert, class!
Why not? Why
It's the
not?
fucking
You
sun.
can't fly into the sun because every material on the periodic table, every substance in our known universe would become nothing but plasma. Every other game lets you fly in and around the gas giants, but the biggest space game of all time from Xbox fans can't do it. And then this guy shows clips of Star Citizen's gas giants. So this is what you want. You want to spend
I still don't
20
even know how to
minutes
fucking
flying
play Star
into the
Citizen,
color
and
red.
I don't plan
Is this
to.
what you play video games for? Star Citizen is a game that's been in development for over a decade and with over $563 million in crowdfunding with no definitive release date in sight. I don't think it's a
Fucking
game you
Ponzi
want to
scheme.
compare Starfield to. Then he also shared a clip of No Man's Sky's gas giants, but
Objection!
oh wait, No Man's Sky doesn't have gas giants.
Take that!
It took me 48 minutes to run across this planet in Starfield. 6 zones, about 12 minutes each. So not only did you fail astronomy class, but also 3rd grade math. I feel like this is what blind allegiance and
Assigning
console
3rd grade
fanboyism
math,
does
that's
to the
like
mind.
freaking 1st grade.
Well, it's multiplication. It's like 2nd and a half grade, to be honest.
Well, it's the most basic multiplication, and instead of getting, oh, this is 6 times 2, that's 12, and then 6 times 10 is 70. Okay, it's 72.
You mean 6 times 10 is 60.
Yeah, 60, and then add the 60 and the 12, and
Oh my god,
72.
it's fucking spreading. We're all getting dumber.
Leave it to Team Trash to make people dumber with his trash maths.
All right, let's keep going.
Like facts, logic, and reasoning become something of a conspiracy against you, and everything else is wrong and everyone else is stupid but you. Apparently people are also upset that you can't run around the circumference of entire planets without hitting like an invisible wall. And I have no idea why you would want to spend your time running around a planet doing nothing. Do you think it's fun in Minecraft to spend 820 hours running to the
That
edge
part
of the
caused
world?
that actually reminds me of the Outer Worlds, where it has sectioned off sections of a planet, and you have loading screens or invisible walls.
Yeah.
People complained about that too, if I'm remembering right.
Outer Worlds is a good game. I don't really remember it because like by the time I got around to playing it, it was like when it came out on Switch. So that was
Oh,
like a year and a half
the
after that
Outer
release.
Worlds
But yeah,
is great, and
it's a
it's
fucking
fucking
amazing game.
hilarious.
Dude, it's
I'd
really fun.
highly recommend playing the dumbass playthrough. That is hilarious.
Well, the good thing about that game is that we get to figure out what happens when you do go to the star.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the sun for people that don't know what stars are.
Yeah, I got that because I played a dumbass.
All right.
Well, it would take 10 times longer to do that on planet Earth. I get people testing this for curiosity, but to complain about it, like, you're upset the game doesn't allow you to waste more of your time.
You're off the edge of the map, mate. Here there be monsters.
I would get rightfully roasted for pointing out the ridiculousness of swimming so effortlessly with a 280-pound spacesuit on you because it's a video game, so who cares? But everybody was so technical about landing physics not so long ago. Landing physics? Landing physics? You think you can't fly into the sun because of landing physics?
Also, who says it's 280 pounds? Where did that come from?
I'm gonna go back to the whole DEF CON thing, but it's just funny. It's like, oh, landing physics. Where did you get your degree from?
Also, the argument is being over landing physics in a video game. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like I'm saying, like, where'd you get your degree from? Like, you understand how landing works? Oh, you pilot planes? You fucking fly space vessels? Like, dude, landing is not as easy as you think it is, man. It's not as simple as like, oh, I just go and like I just don't hit the earth. Like, no, you have to fucking think about
Yeah, there's
air.
a lot
You have to
more
think
to
about
it.
you have to think about gas. You have to think about gravity. You have to think about the speed. You have to think about so many goddamn things to make sure you don't fucking crash into the goddamn fucking planet. It's not as simple as like, oh, I just land down on the fucking ground. You have to actually plan that shit. Because guess what? If you don't, you dead.
Yeah, very dead.
Let me see. Trying to give somebody in my server the right what's it called? Uh roles.
Dragon Ball Z has more realism with the sun. Um, yeah, I'd probably agree. But also, Dragon Ball Z has rules that make sense in the universe.
Alright, hopefully this person didn't fucking break my server. Give me a second.
Yeah, he probably only watched Dragon Ball Z.
Me?
No, retro. You were saying
What? The dude that Mixie was watching last night?
no, Teen Thrash probably. I think.
Oh, gotcha. Alright. Just do this real quick. Alright. Oh, let's see here. Dude, I love that. That should be the fucking thumbnail. Oh my god. Alright, you ready to go back to the video?
Maybe, but yeah, let's do it.
Alright, let me up, up.
Oh no.
Where'd it go? What?
Looks like you just clicked something.
Yeah, I clicked something on my fucking mouse. Alright, so we're on this one.
There you are.
How far in were
Customizing your
we?
iron plate mail while
A
We're
little
like
bit further
right
back.
around. Okay, we were past
running
this.
Yeah,
around
right
the
here.
planet
Right
doing
here.
nothing. Do you think
Alright.
it's fun in Minecraft to spend 820 hours running to the edge of the world? Well, it would take 10 times longer to do that on planet Earth. I get people testing this for curiosity, but to complain about it, like, you're upset the game doesn't allow you to waste more of your time.
You're off the edge of the map, mate. Here there be monsters.
I would get rightfully roasted for pointing out the ridiculousness of swimming so effortlessly with a 280-pound spacesuit on you because it's a video game, so who cares? But everybody was so technical about landing physics not so long ago.
You know what I think is funny about this whole situation is people keep talking like swimming in their fucking spacesuits. Do you know that astronauts fucking train to be in space? Do you know what they do?
They swim in water.
They literally put them in a fucking pool to simulate fucking space.
I know.
I said that Meeksy shit last night. I was like, I was so like, I really wish he read that out loud because people keep talking about this whole swimming thing, and like, I get it, swimming, yeah, whatever. But also like the
Suntendo will
spacesuits,
get to the pronouns soon.
yeah. So like,
Potentially.
when it comes down to it, like this whole like spacesuit and water, it's like, dude, astronauts train in their spacesuits and water. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh
they
my
have to
god,
have some way to simulate actual low gravity environments
yeah.
so that they can move around in their fucking suits and know how to use their equipment in a zero gravity environment.
Yeah.
That's basic stuff to know, and yet these people are like, they can't do that. This is impossible in a video game. This is so unrealistic.
Well, also on top of that, these people haven't given enough thought about space to know how fucking terrifying it is.
Yeah.
Like, dude, in space, you can accidentally shove off in the wrong direction and you just keep fucking going. And if
Yeah.
you're very unlucky, You won't die from starvation. You might land in a fucking. You might get pulled in by gravity for a planet and fucking get killed in the atmosphere of that shit. You might get pulled into a black hole and get spaghettified because they say spaghettification when that, but we don't know about that. Anyways, dude,
Yeah.
black holes too. Those are fucking crazy, dude. So much mass that light can't even escape it. It is
Yeah,
a
and then
black
the
void. That is crazy.
black hole's butt crack, the white hole.
Wait, what?
There's white holes that are theoretically the other end of a black hole, where instead of taking in mass, it is expelling mass.
Interesting. You should send me an article about that. That sounds interesting.
Uh, it's just something I remember from researching on some physics for a few years ago.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Landing physics? Landing physics? You think you can't fly into the sun because of landing physics?
Attention. We are now at DEFCON 3.
I'm getting a little worried now. Why?
Well, I'll tell you. If you believe such things,
There's a beast that
Oh,
does the
God.
bidding of the liberals. A fearsome creature with current-day tentacles that'll suction your face clean off and drag all your favorite media down to the crushing darkness. The pronoun. They say the wokeness of its breath is... Imagine. The last thing you know on God's green earth is the roar of the pronoun and the reeking odor of 1,000 woke agendas.
if you believe such things.
But luckily we don't, and
Yeah.
the pronoun is just an ancient myth. So this guy's like, why can you swim in water while wearing a spacesuit? That's not realistic. Dude, in Oblivion, you can swim 100 meters underwater in full iron plate mail while swinging a sword without drowning. And guess what? Literally nobody on this planet gives a fuck.
Stop!
You want the game to stop you from swimming?
Oh my god, the guard. Literally no one in this planet gives a fuck. Stop! I
Yeah.
love that. Dude, he is so good at just finding the right thing to put into a video to make the meme so much chef's kiss. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, he's really good at his editing.
God, you know what, man? This is my new goal in life. New goal with streaming and making videos. If I could just get this guy on a video that I'm making and just talk to him, I would feel like I literally succeeded at YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear that.
You want to jump into the water with a spacesuit on and just drown? Or be forced to go in your inventory to take it off, get out of the water, then re-equip it? What a terribly inconvenient feature. These PlayStation fanboys are advocating for less quality of life and more ways to kill themselves. Starfield was 20 plus years in the making, so you get about
Oh,
an hour
okay.
per year. Hashtag stay salty. No? No? Okay. We're good. Dude,
He's
Homeboy
back!
just exposed himself as having never played an RPG before. F in the chat for this poor bastard who doesn't even know what a side quest is. Look at the way you fucking crop this. Look at how sneaky this is. Here's the real thing. What's that? 200 hours to complete everything? You see how they try to deceive their own audience into disliking a game? Because that's all they know how to do. This is so bad, I can't even believe this got greenlighted in this awful state. My god, why? Okay. I'll admit, this looks pretty bad. But, you know what looks worse? Boom! The original creator of the video changed the game with console commands. This person stole said video without crediting them and omitted the info.
Whoa. You destroyed that guy without even touching him.
Attention. We are now at DEFCON 2.
Oh god, no. Ladies and
Okay,
Here we
are you
go.
fucking kidding me? Somebody used a video of somebody using console commands. It was like, look how fucking broken this game. Are you fucking dude? That is
Yes.
so
Yes.
dishonest. It's either dishonest or lazy.
It's both.
It's dishonestly lazy. You are correct. Hello,
Yeah.
Sleepy Woman. How's it going? Whew. Sorry, I just had to comment on that. Like when he said like this person in their video mentioned they used. He said this right. Like in the video, they mention they used console commands, and this person took the video and republished it, be like, look how broken Starfield is. Is that what happened?
That's what happened.
All right, cool. Let's move forward.
and gentlemen, if the takes get too hot, take cover, click off this video, and save yourself. Gross. You can flirt with Sam Coe in Starfield. This is fine if you're a woman, but I always play as myself in a game. Ah, I see you too have decided to roleplay as a maidenless virgin. It's quite fun, isn't it? This also goes against the story, as Sam is a straight guy, just like yours truly. So why is the option there for males? There's a few things I really love about this. Number one, it comes from the gaming...
I mean, it's option. Okay. I'm not muted. Good. I've been muting myself so I don't make noise while I'm playing this because like sometimes I might cough. But anyways, yeah. Oh, that's so crazy. Somebody that might be open to a relationship with somebody they might not think about, like same gender, can happen, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes people might be like, I am straight. They might meet somebody like, I really like this person, and they might not be gay. They might just be like, hey, for this one person, boom, whatever. Or also, they might not realize that they might be gay.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's
somebody changes their mind. Well, not
and
change their mind, like helps them realize.
it's just a fucking optional thing to do.
I
You don't
don't know, Battle Puppet. I don't know. I don't like the option to be gay in my games unless it's only women. It's okay if it's women. If I'm a woman player and I can romance a woman, that's okay. But if I'm a guy, ugh, so gross. It's
That's
fucking
right, some Chris
stupid.
Chan action right here. Yay.
Oh my goodness.
Christian Twitter account, and he makes sure to mention twice that he's not gay. Tell me once, okay, cool, no problem. Tell me twice, now I'm skeptical.
You are gay.
My brother in Christ. My brother in literal Christ. Nobody else controls the buttons on your controller except you. Can the hate boner for Starfield get any more erect at this point? I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. PlayStation fanboy makes 1,000 accounts to review bomb Starfield on Metacritic.
Attention.
Is that real?
That actually happened. I saw it myself.
Battle Puppet, please tell me you're fucking with me.
I am not fucking with you.
I'm gonna regret this. Elaborate. Tell me about this. Tell me about this. I want to know. I
Okay,
don't want
so
to know,
this
but
was
I think I do want to know.
I think this was about a month ago when I last saw it. There was this guy that was making a ton of accounts and camaraderie was getting a bunch of other people to make fake accounts or alt accounts and such for Metacritic and to review bomb. Now there are people just buying the game on Steam, review bombing it, refunding it, and buying it again to review bomb it.
So when it comes to Steam, if you buy a game, you can review it. If you return it, you can also rebuy it and review it again.
Yep. You have to buy the game in order to get the ability to review it.
Which makes sense, but you would think like, okay, at a certain point, it's like, do you want to edit your previous review? Seems like a Steam issue, to be honest.
But yeah, there are people just doing all these shenanigans because console wars,
Yeah.
the plastic box, I shoved my dick into it and I
will
need
defend
to
multiple reviews,
please it.
though, to an extent. You might buy a game like Fallout 76 that is broken, like what's the other one? Cyberpunk 2077 that is broken on release, and be like, this game fucking sucks, doesn't work, blah blah blah, and then buy it later and be like, oh, it works now. Like, you want both reviews to maybe stay up. Usually, most people are like, oh, it works now, but like, yeah, that's the only way that multiple reviews make sense for me. Is like, you buy the game, it's broken, I got a refund, whatever. I bought it again because
Yeah.
I heard it was working. Great, I'm gonna do another review, but I want to leave up my old review so people know how far this game came and how better it is from when it was released. I want people to know I hated it, but I love it now. That's what makes sense with the multiple reviews. With like a whole review bomb and shit that you just told me about. What the fuck? Right, ready?
Yeah, I don't get why people do that.
People do that because they have
Or are
way
doing
too
it.
much fucking time on their hands, man. This is okay. One of the big things I noticed about COVID is a lot of people were stuck at home and they had so much mental energy that was not being expended. And mental energy being expended by cooking, doing hobbies, talking to people, hanging out with people, mental energy builds up whether you like it or not. If you're not doing something that's meaningful in life or meaningful in general, or even just doing something that keeps you busy, you build up this mental energy and you want to expel it somewhere. And a lot of times people expel it in a very hateful, negative way. All right, I'm going to hit play. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
We are now at DEFCON 1. Security lockdown active.
Fetch me their soul.
Oh no. Oh sweet Jesus.
I love nothing more than to be
Oh no,
dragged
this
out
guy.
at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current date us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity!
Yes,
So that guy's thing, I'm assuming, is that if I scream it, it makes more sense and people will agree with me more.
Correct.
If I scream it, it makes it facts, not facts. Facts, like the machines you
Correct.
use to send papers.
Fucking pronouns. Fucking gender ambiguity.
Dude, don't get me
What the
wrong. Like
fuck
I,
is
I
current
do, I do
gaming?
understand the frustration with people feeling forced to do things, but also like, dude,
It's entirely optional though.
it's completely optional. But also on top of that, like a lot of times these people that are talking about the pronouns, they are not being like, hey, you need to talk to me like, hey, I prefer this. These people that get so up in arms is like you were so mad about a problem you're not even fucking dealing with. Are you fucking kidding me?
I know, right? It's really fucking dumb.
I mean, it's one thing if you okay, it's one thing if you meet somebody who's transgender and you mispronounce their pronouns, and we talked about this on Monday, and they
Yeah,
go
which
off
is
on
an
you
odd to
because
say,
at the end of the
which
day, like
can
I get
happen.
it, you're changing your pronouns. It's a big change for you, but also everybody around you has to change their brain chemistry, and like we'll just say you were born as a woman, you identify as male now. If I have known you for like 20 years, is Claire, is and also she her, it's going
It's
to
gonna be
take
a
me
big
some time.
adjustment.
Yeah, it's going to take me some time to rewire my brain to call you he, him, and Carl, something like that. And it's not my fault. It's not other people's fault. Our brains are lazy. They take shortcuts. Like when you see a dog, you're not like, what the fuck is that? Your brain's like, dog. When you see a fucking shredder, your brain's like, oh, that's a shredder. That shreds paper. Great. Oh, when you look at your PC, like, that's a computer. Like your brain takes shortcuts. And it's the same thing with people. When you see your mom, you think, oh, mom. You think whatever your mom's name is. When you see your wife, you think, oh, wife, or whatever your wife's name is. When you see your friend, you think of your friend, whatever your friend's name is. He, him, she, her. That's what your brain does. It takes time to rewire that. And I do understand the frustration of people are like, oh, God, these people keep attacking me for misgendering or doing this. I understand that. But also at the same time, shut the fuck up. It's not a problem you're having to deal with most of the time. You know how many times I've had a person that's transgender yell at me for misgendering them? Zero. You know why? Because typically, if they do get upset, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to do that. It's just people are fabricating problems to be angry at.
Yeah, that's why we call it grifting.
Grifting. Yeah, dude, grifters. Oh my God. Grifters can be fun though. They can be fun to watch. They make good content.
Oh yeah,
Make
they can be
great content.
absolutely hilarious to watch.
Also, that is a handsome man on screen right now. Somebody gets messaged me on Discord. I don't know who it is. All right. So I'm going to
I think
go
we're getting YouTube pings.
YouTube pings or something like that. I think it's Discord. But anyways, I'm going to go refill my water bottle because it's empty. As you can hear, let's go water bottle. Can you hear that?
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it sounds pretty empty, right? Can you hear that?
I can't hear anything now.
Can you hear that? Well, anyways, my water bottle is empty. I was shaking it by the microphone, but my mic is canceling out the noise like a good mic does. But anyways, I'll be right back. In the meantime, let me just do this. We're going to switch up something right quickly, give people something to listen to. I'll be back in like a minute, to be honest. Let me see. Oh, god dang it, wrong one. I need to just download this music, to be honest. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I should just ask. I know the artist. I should just ask him like, hey, can you just send me that real quick so I can, use it? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We'll do the Mario rap. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, it is there. Also explicit. The music's by the amazing Brando. Hope you guys like it. If you can hear it, let me know. Can you hear it? Just say yes, and that's all I need to hear.
Hey, paisanos.
Cock, ass, booty, hoe. Cocks in the ass, you're a booty ass hoe. Cock, ass, booty, hoe. Cock, ass, booty, ass hoe. Yo, cock, ass, booty, hoe. Yo, cocks in the ass, you're a booty ass hoe. Cock, ass, booty, hoe. Yo, cock, ass, booty, ass hoe. Yo, I'm just saying what I'm trying to say. Cool breeze on a hot summer day. That's not me, but it ain't not me. Say, call me if you need to get pipe laid. Pipe dreams, pulling at the seams late. I've seen things that corroborate. I gotta dance, I gotta get my head straight. Take a princess out on a hot date. You don't know the size of the shit I've seen. Polar fucking opposite of Mr. Clean. Best damn plumber just east to west. We're the Mario Brothers, and we don't take checks. Listen very closely, hear me out. Don't flush tampons down your spout or I'll kill ya. Say what? Tell 'em Yoshi. That's a threat. Cause I lost my mind and it's hard to find. Anytime you wanna go for a mustache ride, call 1-800-MARIO. Yo, off's not valid in Mexico.
That ain't enough number, boy.
Hey, Bayou Billy, what's up?
Chicken, donkey, potato, chicken in the donkey, you're a treasure donkey too. What? Chicken, donkey, treasure too. Woo! Chicken, donkey, treasure donkey too.
Whatever that means, stop right there. This is my song, Billy. I can't let it get too willy-nilly. Just stop.
I'm sorry.
Turn it around. And now it's time to go underground. I don't give a fuck about rock, no way. Unless they roll, but I hate it when my sock, do that. It just drives me batty. Fat shit. I keep it cool and I'm old fat fatty. No homo. 420 when I wake in the morn. Yeah. 420 when I actually mourn. I get down on a pipe like a plum. You know? Shit ass like a big green thumb. You know what I mean. And I move it. I move it.
Don't stop moving till I don't stop moving, and I'm
Too quick. I'm too quick. That never happened and your mama's a hoe. You can't stop what you can't control. I say it once again and I say it before. Mexico. Don't stress, just accept. No frog suit, I just hold my breath and I scream at the top of my lungs for the feeling of it. Look up to the sky and try to see above it. And if you got a problem with that, shove it. You know where in the pothole. Jump at the top of my legs for the height it gives me. Take flight at the right time, you might have missed me. And if you got a problem,
Are you still there?
kiss me. You know where in the pothole.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sweet. Anyways, that's probably like their most egregious song or most what's the word? Potty word song. It's kind of funny too, because like whenever she posted that, she's like, "I want you to take me serious as an artist," and it's like, "Cock ass booty hoe, cock in the ass, you're a booty ass hoe." It's like they literally quoted it. It was just like, "I take you seriously." Anyways, but ready to be back in the vidya.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go back 20 seconds just so we kind of, actually 30 seconds. Boom. You're still to see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Review bomb Starfield on Metacritic.
Attention. We are now at DEFCON 1. Security lockdown active.
Fetch me their soul.
Oh no. Oh sweet Jesus.
I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's true. Starfield gives you the option to select 3 sets of pronouns in the character creator.
What? How can you do this?
This alone has caused mass hysteria, and to me, it sounds like a lot of... Sounds like a... Sounds like a lot of hoopla to make over a little role-playing, right?
Wrong!
A lot of people have finally unlocked Ultra Instinct mode and gone full ham calling Starfield woke. They say it's pushing a hardcore liberal...
absolutely nuts.
Do you have anything you'd like to share about that?
Well, for example, he just showed off Hadrian, a character from Starfield, who, that same guy who was yelling "fucking" and all that, pretty much said that her being a clone of a man is being transgender when she isn't transgender. She was born as a woman.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay.
So instead of being cloned with XY chromosomes, they were born with XX, I guess.
Well, how it worked is they are a clone, but they were born as a girl, similar. I think X-23 from Marvel. She's a clone of Wolverine, but she's a girl.
All right.
It's
So let me get this straight. So if you're born as a man, you're a man. If you're born as a girl, you're a girl. But if you're cloned and born as a girl, but who you're cloned from is a man, you're a man. Like that's their thought process.
I guess the thought process is dumb.
The thought process is skipping a lot of steps here and not looking. It's almost like they're drawing this like rule book, but like when it comes down to the rule book, they throw it out whenever it doesn't necessarily. Look at your rule book, dude. And by rule book, I don't mean like rule. I just mean like look at what you say. Like, oh, you're born with a penis, you're a boy. You're born with a vagina, you're a girl. Like, okay, so they were born with a vagina, but they were cloned from a male, but they have a vagina, so they're not female. Like, I it's just so fucking stupid. And I'm speaking on their terms when I say this, by the way. So
Yeah, it's equal parts confusing and equal
oh no,
parts
I
dumb.
understand exactly what they're doing. They're being fucking dum dums. So
Yep.
dum dums, not giving any thought to anything, and it's just like, dude, you almost like check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's just like, dude, you literally always preach this, and now you're going against what you preach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agenda and poisoning our precious media, our precious video games that we care so much about. Whether or not you think it is, you'd probably do a better job convincing people of this if you weren't frothing at the mouth.
Fucking current day Californian shit! If you want to play pick your pronouns, then you should have an option to not enter pronoun.
Yes, agreed 100%. The fact that they force you to do it is the problem. The fact that they force you to do it is the problem. The fact that they force you to do it is the problem.
Are people so bored to the point they give a shit about this? Are they really that bored? Are they
Yeah,
really that
apparently it's
unfulfilled in
been.
life?
Yeah, apparently it's circulating enough that it's making headlines on at least Twitter.
So you see the screen right now. You see the guy on the screen with the gray,
Yeah.
right? He's a gray now.
Yeah.
Where's the gun to his head telling him to do something?
Hmm.
Where's the gun to his head? Like, I don't see it. Like, how are you being forced? Are you being extorted? Tell me about this extortion. That's horrible, man. They're forcing you to choose your pronouns in this game. What are they doing? They have your family? What's going on? Tell me more about it. Please.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me more about it. How are you being forced? I want to help you. I want to help you get out of your being forced to choose your pronouns thing. If you're extorting you, horrible. Fuck Bethesda if they're doing that. If Bethesda has your children, your fucking wife, your husband, whatever the fuck you do, oh my god, dude, I want to help you. Dude, if they have a gun to your fucking head, I want to help you. Tell me how I can help you. Tell me how you're being forced to choose these pronouns. Because at the end of the day, you're not being forced to play the fucking game. You're not being forced at all. You want to play a game, play the goddamn game. But it's just also on top of that, like, tell me how you are being forced. Because you don't like it, guess what you can do? Turn the fucking game off. Don't buy it. Don't support it. That's how most people deal with shit they don't like. I'm not going to pay for this. I'm not going to support this. I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to watch this. You are literally trying to act like you're being forced to do something that you're not being forced to do. You want to play the game, that's part of the game. Accept it.
And it's entirely optional.
Yes. Oh my god, dude. You chose a good video.
I usually do.
They're forcing you to do it.
Objection!
Show how it's optional. Okay, I will show how it's optional again if you want me to. Look, we can go through this again. There's me, king of pronouns. Confirm. Yep. Didn't have to pick my pronouns there.
Take that!
Didn't have to pick them. Okay, so.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's that easy.
It's literally you can choose your pronouns if you want to, but it's completely skippable. I didn't even see the option to choose pronouns. It is so secondary that, like, are you joking?
Is that secondary? Yeah.
Oh, you shut the fuck up about it being forced? Can you, like, just admit that you're wrong about that?
They're forcing you to do it.
Liar! And you would have a better point of argument here if the game allowed you to skip the pronoun nonsense.
Objection!
Oh, dude, his editing is so amazing.
Yeah, it is.
He's really good at showing parts and then like putting parts later that contradict the parts they said before. Oh my fucking The Axe Man, I know you're never gonna watch this video, but if you ever do, I love you, man. You're amazing. One day, let's collab. But it's not gonna happen. Probably not gonna happen. But who knows? Maybe I might blow up. You never know. This is crazy. All right, let's keep going. I'll back up 10 seconds so you guys get the whole context.
Okay.
Up about it being forced? Can you, like, just admit that you're wrong about that?
They're forcing you to do it.
Liar! And you would have a better point of argument here if the game allowed you to skip the pronoun nonsense.
Objection! Objection!
So what? Do I have a better case now? Good. You wouldn't survive a COD lobby is out. You wouldn't survive Starfield character creation is in.
What are your pronouns? Skip. Because the game understands that when you've picked the male character, you have male pronouns.
I think the first thing we need to look at here is the setting of the game. Starfield is set in the year 2310, so it's definitely not far-fetched that people who go by they them pronouns exist. You may disagree with it, but at the end of the day, this is a very small detail that remains consistent with the setting of the game's world and doesn't break immersion.
Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity!
This isn't like Elder Scrolls where the setting is medieval times. A they them setting for that game wouldn't make any sense considering the world is built around a time period where the request for a preferred pronoun wasn't a thing.
Exactly. Starfield takes place in the future, so he has to think people expressing themselves in a way that is not traditional gender normed. He has to think that is a phase and won't exist in the year 2030 something. That's insane.
In the future, gene therapy and genetic modification will have gone so far that not even the most conservative will be able to say that there are two genders. If you think that things are weird now, just wait until they actually figure out how DNA works.
I mean, this is...
Oh my god. Battle Puppy, you are not disappointing at all. This is crazy. I love this. I love this so much.
Yeah, this is some really nutty shit, huh?
Well, this is like whenever I originally was talking to you about like making videos or like streaming and stuff like that, making like a little podcast thing. this is what I want to do is like, because I am so out of the loop of things, and you are also, you're like in the loop, but you have an outside look from it, if that makes sense. And I just want you to bring this stuff to my table and be like, react to this. I can even do it by myself. I'll do it by myself in the future. But like, dude, if you saw videos like this, I want to react to that. I want to talk about it, or even like edit it down to like where I'm just reacting to certain parts of the video, because that's literally what we're doing. We're watching a video and I'm reacting to certain parts. So obviously cut out the fat and do that kind of stuff. I'm not
Yeah,
saying you. I'm just saying like you
in
know the whole
general.
XQC bullshit that's going on, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
there's the issue of
do.
like all these people keep reacting to the content, and like when you're streaming, it's one thing. Like when you're making a video where you're literally just posting 100% exactly what the person posted and not reacting, that's the thing. But also on top of that, I do understand also if you are reacting, it can kind of suck because they are still watching the whole video with you. And yes, you are adding stuff and it could be fair use, but at the same time, you might be taking away from things. That's why I don't watch Tipster anymore. I don't mean anymore. That's why I don't watch Tipsters streams anymore. Like I'll watch them after I watch the original video, because at that point, like I want to watch the video so I have more context to understand where he's coming from.
Hmm.
Because there's so many people that literally just stream or even like just react to the whole video and they don't add anything, or I think there's a lot of people that want to know what people think about it, but I just don't want to be that kind of person that I hear from Tipster or Minxie, stuff like that. I want to react myself, but I do understand also like the whole upload and the whole video thing, which is I'm not trying to upload the whole video. We're just watching it live, and hopefully, me pausing it is making the people that want to watch the original video go watch the original video and come back later to tell me how I'm a dum dum or how I'm right or wrong about stuff. Like that's kind of what I want to do.
Yeah, I get that.
Also, is my chat working? Because Retro Levon plays YT said they, I guess, just to let you know, I'm not making fun of you guys. I'm making fun of the guy in the video. I don't see them. Oh, okay, okay, up here. I just wasn't sure. Like when it comes to like watching my content, not my content, my comments on my iPad, I've noticed that it's kind of like hit and miss. Sometimes it shows me the comments, sometimes it doesn't. So, anyways, I'm assuming it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Literally just an option for role-playing purposes.
Well, if it's never brought up again, why do you even have to pick the pronoun?
Now, if you tried to start the game and it stopped you and put this big-ass wall of text that said, "Whoa, Buster, you haven't picked your pronouns yet. You're not a bigot, are you?" Then you would have a bit more of a case for the game being woke.
You take everything we love, all our emotions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything.
How do you be a conservative when you are a living Wojak? When you are like a subset of the soy jack? We're playing game. We're just having a grand old time. Meanwhile, people on the right are literally creating new soy jacks live, getting angry at this over pronouns.
I think Bethesda's agenda only goes so far as to creating more role-playing and customization options.
Because games aren't just a form of escapism for people who look like you. They are a form of escapism for everyone.
Think about how many sliders and other things you see in character creation tools that you don't give a fuck about, but somebody else inevitably will. Now that I think about it, okay, I'm putting on the tinfoil hat. What if the pronoun selection in Starfield is just a big psyop orchestrated by Todd Howard to get people to talk about the game? Free publicity. I mean, worked out pretty well for the Hogwarts Legacy developers, as the boycott around that game seemed to have the opposite effect. I think we're all being had.
Also, I haven't played Hogwarts Legacy, but I thought it was funny how the people were like, they're doing like transgender stuff. And, like one of the
I
first
really
people
it.
you meet is transgender.
Yeah, and the boycott got so big, it just blew up in their faces. Boycotts never work in this kind of stuff.
That'll probably you know something funny. Guess what game I own?
What?
Hogwarts Legacy, baby.
Yeah, I own it too. I bought it on PC and my console.
Yeah, I own it on PS5. I haven't played it. I've heard it's really good, by the way. Looks
It
amazing.
is really good.
Yeah, but I didn't buy it specifically because like, oh fuck the liberals, fuck the people that are fucking mad about the pronoun. I bought it because like I heard it was a good game. But also on top of that, it's just funny looking back on it, and like these people are so like, freaking Jr. Not Jr. Fucking goddamn, what's her name? Tell me her name. Give me her name.
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. Sorry, I got in the J's. I want to say J.R. Tolkien. But anyways, J.K. Rowling is so anti-trans that she has a game where the first character you fucking meet is literally fucking trans. Are you fucking
Well,
kidding me?
also, Rowling didn't really have any creative control over Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, that was another argument that people made is like they just bought the rights. She has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Larian Studios getting the license for Baldur's Gate.
Wait,
Wizards of the Coast doesn't
what?
have anything to do with it.
So you're telling me all the people that are complaining about Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 being better than 3? Oh my god. Are you joking? Another company developed the game and it's not exactly what they expected, and they've improved on it and they made it better and more fun and more approachable for other people. Oh my god, how dare they?
I know, right?
Oh my god, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Talking about this makes me want to get makes me want to fucking drink. It's like, people are so stupid. Why am I? I like being a human. Don't be wrong, but also like, why are there so many dumb humans? Why are there so many
People
dumb
are
humans?
dumb, panicky, and easily confused.
People are dumb, panically, easily confused, but also people are very quick. And this is human nature, by the way. I think they're so
Yeah.
quick to jump on the bandwagon of something that if somebody that they know says something, they're more likely to agree with it. If somebody they appreciate or even look up to says something, they're more likely to go with it. And
Yep.
it's a good thing for human nature, but it's also a bad thing for human nature. It's a plus and a positive. I mean, it's kind of like I talked to you about, who with the whole Minksy stuff is just. I don't feel that. I feel like a lot of people hear somebody say something and like that's how I should think, and they just parrot exactly what was said. Maybe they might change a couple words here and there, but it's not their original thought. They don't give it thought at all. They
Hmm.
hear somebody else talk about it, it's like, okay, well that makes sense to me. Therefore, that's what I think. And some things with that make sense, but also think about stuff for yourself. Think about what you're saying. Like, people hate devil's advocates. I hate them too. Don't get me wrong. But devil's advocates have a point a lot of the times. Sometimes we're blinded by our own thoughts, by our own perspective, and having an outside perspective that might say, like, hey, well, maybe this can change your perspective and give you more. Well, a lot of times, devil's advocates can help you make a better argument, to be honest.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny? I
What?
literally was looking up my fucking motherboard. Like, what the fuck is my motherboard? How would I look at my motherboard of my PC? I'm looking at my PC right now. It's literally labeled on my PC. Very prominently too. Well, not super prominently. It's
Huh.
there. It's there. But it's just funny because I was like, fuck, what is my? Because I told you before I had to like reset the BIOS
Yeah.
of my PC a couple times due to image issues or like I guess display issues. And I was like, what is my fucking model? I'm like looking at it and it's right in front of my fucking face. We're like halfway through this video. I think we're doing good. I think we're making decent content. How long is the stream been going on? Almost 2 hours. Well, hour and a half
Yeah.
actually. Right.
We're all being pitted against each other as Todd Howard sits in his solid gold house counting his millions.
Who's laughing now?
Okay, but on the real, remember when Doom Eternal came out and Bethesda was criticized heavily for this line?
Demons can be an offensive term. Refer to them as mortally challenged.
This whole pronoun debate.
All right. I didn't really catch that. What did she say?
They don't like being called demons. They prefer to be called mortally challenged.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, it's fucking satire and it's hilarious.
All right, let's keep going.
It is so eerily similar to that because it's such a non-issue, right? One line of dialogue was all it took to trigger people to the surface of Mars. Well, our standards for what triggers people have gotten worse because all it takes now to trigger snowflakes is this. I think Dunkey put it best when he said,
In the character creation screen, it asks you what pronoun you want for your character. It's like 3 seconds of a game, which is like 700 hours long.
Now, if you want to have this greater discussion of leftist political agendas infecting all sorts of media, I mean, go ahead and have that discussion. It's definitely happening in some places, but it's not here in Starfield. Wait! Oh shit! Look at this woke coffee mug I just found. You guys, this is so much worse than the woke toilets in the Dead Space remake. I would rather shit my pants than take a dump in one of those. If you're trying to say this is woke, couldn't this also just be evidence that there's some corporation or company manufacturing coffee mugs with feminist ideals in Starfield? So in that sense, isn't the world more realistic and similar to ours? So what's next? Wait a second, why is Asmon in the script of this hot takes video? He couldn't possibly have... Oh no.
I have no problem, by the way, with this kind of stuff, but I think that if you want to add messages in like this, especially whenever you have like pirates and stuff like that, why is it not possible that you can't have like, you know, a space pirate with an Andrew Tate t-shirt? It says on it like all women are bad or something. And so I think this is fine, but it's just that, you know, the one-sidedness of it makes it takes it from being an escapist experience, and it just turns it into bullshit.
The one-sidedness of it. Asmon, every single person in this game owns a firearm. They have armed security in every single city, even in the bars of vacation resorts on Paradiso. I became a revolver-slinging deputy that used lethal force on the guilty and innocent alike. How much more like Texas do you want it to be? They got cowboy hats too.
Dude, he's using Red Dead music. I love it. I love it.
It
It's literally
fits.
Red Dead Redemption 1 music. I'm gonna back up just to hear that again. Say "Ba-da-doo." Like I love that. Oh my god. Right.
Paradiso. I became a revolver-slinging deputy that used lethal force on the guilty and innocent alike. How much more like Texas do you want it to be? They got cowboy hats too, man. Never thought I'd show Asmongold in a hot takes video.
What about showing your friend in a hot takes video?
I could do that. You're a loser! Being upset that a development team is mentally ill and spreading their degenerate illness to the customers is valid. Imagine if they asked at the beginning of the game if you wanted to kill yourself. Okay, so this is what normal people see when a game gives them an option to select their gender or sex or pronouns. And this is what Captain Sexual Assault sees.
Kill yourself now. You should kill yourself now. And you're looking for nothing. And you some zero. Kill yourself now. You should kill yourself now.
Fuck Bethesda and fuck the political radical weirdos in the Western gaming industry, staining it with ideological clown world bullshit. What should first and foremost be an escape from it? Back to Skyrim. What? You're going back to Skyrim? That woke leftist nonsense that forces you to pick a race at the start? God, what a fucking libtard, man. This guy is so woke. You see how easy it is to turn your grift against you? You see how easy it is to imitate it? I don't like ideology in my games. Now let me go back to the video game that has themes of imperialism in it.
That is so clever.
Yeah.
That's so clever. Good fucking job. You go back to Skyrim, the game that makes you choose your race? Aren't we supposed to be fucking? Are we supposed to be like not racist? Oh my god, race! Oh, oh my goodness. The thing that's funny about this is like not the left or the right in this situation. It's both sides just taking issues. Like nobody gives a fuck, dude. Really, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, it's just a fucking game.
It's literally, don't care what the fuck your political opinions are, but like literally, grow the fuck up, man. Have thoughts of your own. Oh my god.
Laws and labor structures tight, memories of faded might resurrect the old soul of America.
I almost refunded my game when Starfield asked me for pronouns. I still might.
Now, you'd be wise to stick a beer in your mouth and mind your own damn business, because I don't put up with this sort of drama.
They really do treat pronouns like some mythical monster coming to swallow them whole. So at this point, I feel like you guys have officially lost the plot. I feel like people on the right don't realize that they have done to the word woke what the left did to the words sexist and racist. Rob them of almost all their original meaning.
The dynamic has completely shifted with who is the SJW.
You guys use the word woke too liberally. That's a funny pun. Like when people call someone a fascist, my first instinct is just to assume the exact opposite. Because unfortunately, my parents did read me the tale of the boy who cried wolf, rendering me a skeptic for the rest of my life.
We can't see past our own fucking reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company.
Is this not pinnacle SJW behavior? Is this not peak? Is this not a stereotype? If this person was a left-leaning individual and they were around back in 2017 or something and they did this exact bit, except instead of pronouns, it's something equivalently stupid, like him getting mad that there are more options for a white skin tone than a non-white skin tone in the character creator or something. If a person on the left had reacted like this, they would have been made fun of for the rest of their life.
The people making comparisons to 2015, 2016 SJW shit are entirely correct, entirely accurate. This is essentially fucking blue-haired feminist, fucking big red, Anita Sarkeesian, all this shit, like, you are the same fucking thing. You are the exact same fucking thing. This is nuts. This is absolutely insane.
The Starfield
Battle Puppet. Did I not literally tell you this shit for like a week?
Yeah?
Oh my god. We're talking about the whole like people calling people Sony pony things and like how they're literally the exact same as the people that are Sony ponies. They're just Xbox ponies, whatever ponies. It's just people go into these like weird tribes and they're like you and they think they're owning people, but they're not owning anybody. At the end of the day, like everybody can be called out for their bullshit or even like anything they do, they might be slightly legitimate. It's just I love that. I love how the right is trying to basically take this game and make it like, oh my god, it's about pronouns, they're trying to fucking take our kids. Oh my fucking god. And they always want to use the liberal woman that screamed that Trump got elected. And they're literally, that guy's literally doing the same thing. I didn't even think of that until he literally, that dude made the video and Actman saw it and posted it here. Thank you, Actman, for putting that in front of my fucking eyeballs and putting that in my eardrums. That is a really, that is a good representation of like how I feel about a lot of things.
discourse has revealed the rift between those who live in a terminally online hellscape where a 3-second long character customization option in a new video game sends them spiraling into a fit of Vietnam flashback PTSD, and those who are functioning adults.
What?
Hard
Okay,
disagree,
wait, what
Mr.
the
Reagan.
fuck did
I
you just
remember
read?
from when my
I gotta
video
hear
game
that again.
sends them spiraling
I gotta
into a
hear this
discourse
again.
has revealed the rift between those who live in a terminally online hellscape where a 3-second long character customization option in a new video game sends them spiraling into a fit of Vietnam flashback PTSD, and those who are functioning adults.
Boy, those people actually had a real fucking 1,000-yard stare or a real fucking flashback. Oh my god, like, what's their
I
biggest
know,
flashback?
right?
What's their biggest flashback? Oh my god, I went to Starbucks thing, got the wrong, they gave me the wrong fucking coffee. They wrote my name wrong in the fucking cup. Oh my god, dude, I tried to get over and this asshole wouldn't let me get over into the lane, even though I literally didn't put on my fucking signal. It's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. You are a fucking baby. You are an adult fucking baby, dude. Oh my god.
Hard disagree, Mr. Raygun. I remember throwing my Game Boy into the scorching flames of hell when Professor Woke asked me if I was a boy or girl.
And then these people will be like, it's so weird. They'll be like, wow, you're certainly freaking out over this guy.
So the person that says it doesn't matter then created another post because I guess it actually does matter.
As if that, it's a very, very big cope where their entire ideology is framed around contrarianism and know you, and so they have to be like, oh, actually, you're the one that's mad.
So the guy that said it doesn't matter then's created another post because I guess it really, really matters.
I think that my response to this is proportional to what I'm seeing.
Fucking current day Californian shit!
And this person's response, New Soy Jack's response to Bethesda including pronouns is ridiculously not proportional.
I think so many people have been fighting the culture war online like every day for so long, they've forgotten what woke used to actually mean and why we started using that to describe media, articles, and whatever in the first place. You see, woke, at least in my own head dictionary, is a synonym for contrived. Deliberately created rather than arising naturally or spontaneously. The only difference between woke and contrived is that woke was contrived, but it had some basis in a political ideology. We used to call media woke when it had an observable negative impact on that piece of media. Like when people wrote about Witcher 3 being racist because it didn't have enough black people, that was woke. That was contrived. That was a conclusion the writer came up with and then implanted into the game artificially. You know, same as when I made that video on Link is gay and Ocarina of Time is actually a gay coming of age story. I've stayed true to my principles for like 6 years on this matter. It's not about politics in the game, it's what politics do you put in the game? How are you trying to weaponize Starfield and the existence of pronouns within it to fit your agenda for your YouTube videos on your channel?
I guess this is what they have to do. It's they sell outrage, they sell anger. They want you to be scared and they want you to be outraged because they profit off of it.
So when people complain about the Star Wars sequels and how that trilogy is woke, it's not because the protagonist is a female. For some people that's the case, but mostly it's because the movies have contrived writing that takes us out of the film and that feels artificial. Admiral Holdo withholding her plans and information from Poe is contrived.
Stick to your post and follow my orders.
It's actually a literary plot device known as idiot plot. Admiral Holdo is a character born out of contrived, shitty, lazy writing. And this shitty, lazy writing makes The Last Jedi a worse film. It just so happens that people have made this connection between this sloppy, shitty writing in the sequels and what's been going on at Disney. This is a much more compelling argument for woke ideology inserting into our media. Starfield is not, and calling everything that you don't like woke is the same tactic as calling everyone you don't like racist or fascist or sexist. And here's the kicker, okay? If simply acknowledging any form of left-wing belief, left-wing ideology, liberal agenda, if the existence of the optional pronouns is all it takes to make Starfield woke, then what the fuck does that make Fallout New Vegas?
In Rome, I found a template for a society equal to the challenges of the post-apocalyptic world. A society that could prevent mankind from fracturing and destroying itself in this new world by establishing a new Pax Romana. It means a nationalist, imperialist, totalitarian, homogenous culture that obliterates the identity of every group it conquers.
Are we going to change the rhetoric and go back and say Fallout New Vegas promotes a fascist agenda because you can install a fascist dictatorship as the new government of the Mojave Wasteland? Is New Vegas fascist? No.
Long-term stability at all costs. The individual has no value beyond his utility to the state, whether as an instrument of war or production.
Politics, how tiresome.
In conclusion, I think Starfield is a pretty good video game as far as I've played, 25 hours, and I don't know if I've ever seen such a massive and widespread hate boner for a new release like this. So yeah, those were some of the worst Starfield hot takes in the galaxy. I need some more O2 before I pass out. But what do you think? Are you liking Starfield, disliking it? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the Act Man for more awesome content. We recently just hit over 1.8 million subs and I posted my 300th video. So Mild applause. All right, everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace.
There you are.
Customizing your character.
Well, that was an interesting video.
Yeah, and it really encapsulates how friggin' stupid all this controversy is.
Yeah, like the big thing that like makes me kind of like laugh on the inside is that all these people are getting up in arms, and the thing they're trying to fight, they're literally doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much being your own worst enemy in mass all over the place.
God dang, I'm still mad about the
Over a
pronouns, man.
word.
I'm still mad about pronouns. It's called California bullshit, man. It's California bull. I'm joking.
Fucking gender ambiguity, man.
Dude, oh my god. These are the kind of people that see an androgynous person and like they don't know how to feel.
Yeah,
It's just like, what do I feel? They're kind of cute, but they're a guy. It's like, I don't know, man. You get a boner, you get a boner. Fuck it, whatever. I don't know. Doesn't mean you're gonna fuck them. Doesn't mean you're gonna throw your principles aside.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
It's like I do understand like the argument of like, hey, you have kids in school. Sometimes teachers are teaching stuff that you don't really like, or you kind of want to teach it yourself. But like, dude, this is a fucking M-rated game, right? M, right? M?
Yeah,
Mature?
it's
Yeah.
rated M.
Rated M. Like, your kids aren't gonna be playing this shit. Like,
Well, they
you
shouldn't
could.
be playing it,
They
but
shouldn't be playing it, but like, you can already like, okay, young minds might play this game. Whatever. Be a better fucking
that's why
parent
we
then.
have the rating system.
Yeah, be a better fucking parent. If you don't want your kids playing this fucking game, make sure they don't fucking play it. Just do that. Obviously, you can't have full control, but who knows? Your kids probably aren't thinking about gender identity when they play this stupid, not the stupid game. Your kids aren't fucking thinking about gender identity when they're playing. It's like, whatever, I identify as she, him, or
Yeah.
whatever. That was an intentional joke, by the way. But not joking about gender, by the way. But I identify as this, whatever. Kids are not thinking about that. And the argument of like they're fucking polluting our kids' minds. Yes, maybe in the schools. Fucking video game, dude. When I played video games, I'm replaying games I played when I was fucking like, I don't know, like 12, even like 15, 16. I'm like, I do not remember this. I don't think I fucking actually read this and took it into context. Because guess what? At that age, you don't have enough knowledge to actually think in the forefront. You don't have enough knowledge to take like the little subtle notes. And that's if you watch. Well, you watched my Magus video. You fucking edited one of them. The
Yeah.
little subtleties that I picked up later on reading about Magus. I didn't fucking see that shit the first time I played the game when I was fucking like 11, 12. I didn't see that shit the second time I beat the game when I was like fucking like 16, 17. I realized that shit when I was like almost in my fucking 30s. Like, people that are under a certain age, yes, you can pollute their minds. Yes, I agree with that. But they're really not thinking about the shit you're thinking about. And a lot of times, this shit goes in their ear and out the other.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about the whole situation? Like,
About the which situation?
just people being like, I guess, okay, so the argument I was trying to make was like people that are really upset about, like, oh, they're giving this to our kids. It's video games. Our kids are going to corrupt their minds, corrupt people's minds. But even the kid argument I just made goes towards adults as well. Like, just because you are focused on something doesn't mean other people realize it.
Yeah, I think it's more of you're trying to convey what you think is correct, but not many other people are probably going to be thinking along the same lines. You can't just say, yeah, what I'm saying is gospel.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's an opinion.
Like, even growing up, one of the issues I used to have is I would make jokes and people wouldn't get them. And I remember what my friend, I'm going to try to quote them. I'm going to butcher the quote that he gave me. But it was like, he's like, I used to think you were stupid, but I realized you're just funny. And the reason why I realized is that I make jokes, little comments, whatever. Sometimes I forget that people don't know what I'm thinking. They don't know what I'm thinking about. They don't know what I'm seeing in my head. And I say things And it's just a lot of times these people, I think these people need to understand that people are not you. They're not you. They don't know what you're thinking. They're not seeing the thought process. So if you want to talk about it, great. Lead people through your thought process. All these people are doing is giving hot takes, which I know this is kind of a hot take video, but hopefully I'm leading y'all through my thoughts about this. I'm not just giving you a hot take. I'm telling you my hot take, but also telling you why I think that way. All these people just want to make these videos talking about things and trying to dunk on people and shit on people, but they're not explaining why they feel that way or why they think that way.
Yeah, they're pretty much just jumping to a conclusion and expecting people to agree with it.
Which you can't blame them. That's how our brains work. Like it takes shortcuts, you know, the path of least resistance, you know.
Yeah, usually.
But if you're gonna make a video, man, have fun with it. Think about it. Like I'm not gonna lie though, it is fun to watch these people do their hot takes because it's just I wouldn't say it's easy to tear them apart. It's fun to tear them apart because literally they're taking 5 seconds to think of something and you could literally take 1 minute to have fun with it. But also on top of that, these people are arguing for things that they haven't even thought about. Like
Hmm.
obviously you feel this way, but like why do you feel this way? Think about it. Get an idea about it. Get an identity about it. Since you're so focused on identity, it's just people are so married to their immediate thoughts on things that they don't realize that why I should ask myself, why do I feel this way? Why do I think this way? Why is this where I want to die? Why is this the hill I want to die on? You know? And when they're pressed and asked about it, they don't have anything to say. They get backed into a corner, and like obviously being backed into a corner, you're gonna maybe lash out. You know, being backed in a corner is not a fun thing. So how about
Yeah.
instead of getting backed in a corner, think about why you think the way you think, why you feel the way you feel, and be ready to articulate that if people ask you questions.
Yeah. It's just silly when you look at all of it in some form of a context
Yeah.
outside of, you know, with an outsider opinion, more or less.
Yeah, which is more or less what I'm trying to kind of do with this stuff. Like I do enjoy this drama. Like obviously you could tell I enjoyed it. But a lot of this stuff to me just seems stupid. And I don't want to be caught in the mindset of like I'm hearing other people say things. I don't want to jump on a bandwagon. And I know a lot of people might be like, "Oh, whatever." It's just I want to give a hot take about things, but also on top of that, I want to also acknowledge that what I might say might be fucking stupid. I might be jumping to a conclusion as well, you know?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I guess that's the end of the Axeman's video.
Yep.
That was a good video, by the way. I only watched like the first like 5, maybe 8 minutes tops.
Well, I'm
I
glad
think
you
I got to
enjoyed it.
DEFCON 1 or DEFCON 4. Sorry, DEFCON 4.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of stuff to talk about. And I don't know, were there any things I said that you were like, I 100% agree with that nobody else has said? Or like, do you feel like an outsider looking in on this topic where it's like, why aren't more people talking about this portion? Or why don't more people have this thing?
Well, I'm more of along the lines of why aren't people just taking a moment to think about what's going on, and is it really this important, or is it actually just something so mundane that you don't really need to worry about it? Because
Yeah.
people are going ballistic over, for example, the pronoun stuff. They're just
Yeah.
fucking words to describe something, and then being really stubborn about just landing physics for gas giants.
You just reminded me of something. So the whole like pronoun thing, the people that are mad about the pronouns are the kind of people who are like, you don't like it, don't watch it. You don't like it, don't play it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's an easy argument to make. People, you don't like it, fine, talk about it, make a discussion. But these people are dying on hills, and they obviously have not thought about any backlash, any other argument, anything. Like they're not They're not prepared to fucking argue their stance at all, which is what makes this so fucking chef's kiss. But it is funny that these are the people who are like, well, you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, you're literally, you don't like it, don't fucking play it, bitch. Seriously.
Yeah.
You're
If this
setting
offends
yourself
you so
up.
much, why are you still playing it?
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't like being potentially in a gay relationship with this guy, why did you make the dialogue choices?
Well, that's the thing is that they didn't make the dialogue choices. They heard it's an option. You think they went down that road? You think they explored that? No, they didn't. They didn't explore anything. They heard it's a possibility, so therefore they are mad. They are upset. They are outraged. People are
Yeah.
fucking stupid. People are smart, but they're also stupid, and our brains are hardwired to just take stupid fucking shortcuts. I hear this makes sense to me. I'm gonna agree with this. It's just, man. Oh, we got 8 likes, by the way. Retro Levon plays YouTube, or YT. I assume that means YouTube. Exactly. It's a video game. Nobody's going to care, and you guys have a point on everything. Everybody has a point on everything. Like, if you don't like something, talk about it. There's nobody stopping you. Don't. If anybody stops you from having a conversation about something that's bugging you, those are not the kind of people you need in your life. Even if you have a
Yeah,
shit
if
take,
you,
put it out there.
yeah, have it try and start a conversation. And
Yeah.
for example, Atman put out his opinion on Diablo 4, and he got a bit of flack from it, and then Diablo 4 got worse. And all of his criticisms that he had came
Yeah.
to fruition.
Yeah, it's just like when it comes down to it, man, I get it. It sometimes it's hard to speak up if you feel something, even if you feel that it's wrong and people are not going to like it. I mean, take the whole woke bullshit that's going on, people calling woke, calling people snowflakes. Take the transgender situation. It's not necessarily easy for people to accept. It's weird for a lot of people. But there are a lot of people that are bringing up the topic of like this is going on, blah. Like, it's not easy for them to do that, but they're bringing it to the forefront so people are actually thinking about it and forming opinions and getting thoughts on that. And obviously, you're going to get flack, but also you might get some support. Now obviously
Yeah,
a lot of these
and
shit
I don't
takes
have a
do that.
problem with people speaking their mind as long as they come from more of a logical way of thinking because okay, I want to get up to this cliff, so how do I get up to it? And they just try to jump on up to the cliff instead of walking up on the side. They
And
don't.
that's the sad part of baby human is that a lot of times we want to be logical, but we forget that we are also emotional as well.
Yeah, and when you come at things with a more emotional perspective, especially when it comes to very minute details in a
Yeah.
video game, it gets kerfuffled and very confusing, and you come off very illogical and
Yeah.
well, fucking pronouns, fucking gender ambiguity.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't say if you feel emotional about something, talk about it, but like, just be prepared to have logical people ask you questions. So don't just try not to go 100% emotional about things. Like, obviously, if it's like 90% emotion, 10% logic, go for it. If it makes you feel better, go for it. Don't attack people. Don't go after people. Do that kind of whatever. Emotions, like, a lot of times we think, like, I'm thinking of this logically, you know? I'm thinking this logically, but like you didn't start thinking about it logically. Maybe you emotionally started thinking about it, like, oh, this fucking bugs me. I don't like this. And then you start thinking of it logically. So don't downplay the emotions. Not you. Don't, I'm talking to the audience, by the way. Don't downplay
Yeah.
emotions when you feel, if you feel like something bugs you or it's irking you, whatever. Yeah, it's emotions. It is emotions. Accept that. And at that point, you know it's something that's bugging you. Think of it logically, but also don't discount your emotions. Don't be like, I don't want to be emotional. Like, dude, if it bugs you, talk about it, man. Talking helps a lot.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to add? Anything you want to put on? I'm ready to talk for another like 20 minutes if you want to, because this
No,
is
I don't
interesting
really have.
topics to talk about, to be honest.
I don't really have too much else to say about it because honestly, it's just a very silly conversation.
Yeah, it's a very silly conversation, but it's also a good conversation to have because
Yeah,
there's probably a lot
that's
of people
true.
that would have jumped on the bandwagon with these fucking soy boys. Joking, by the way, but jumped on with the Sony ponies and all that shit. The dude that's like, "Bruh, fucking California bullshit," doesn't even fucking live in California. I could tell by his accent. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. But there's so many people that probably would have jumped on that bandwagon if this did not happen. But this happened because that guy did that. And that conversation is a good thing to have. You know, it's good to see that. It's good to know when you're an idiot. It's good to see other people being idiots so you stop being an idiot.
Yeah, I gotta have some extreme examples so you know where not to go.
Yeah. Well, we got 8 likes. Don't know how many views we have on the thing. I guess we'll figure out later. But that was fun. That was fun. I want to make more content like this because when it comes down to it, like I would say, I hope my hot takes come off is I'm actually thinking before I'm speaking, not speaking before I'm thinking. But I do speak before I think sometimes. A lot of times when I'm coming down to how I feel about something or think about something, I'm talking through it. Do you do that sometimes?
Think before I speak.
Do you talk through your thoughts? So while you're forming a thought, do you kind of like talk about it while you're forming your thought? Like, oh, like I don't know if I like this. Like you
Yeah,
kind of like that
I
perspective.
kind of do that.
Yeah,
It's kind of my way of thinking before I speak.
yeah. Because it's like with me, it's like that, but also I'll say how I feel about something or think about something, and as I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh, I'm starting to see there's flaws in my argument. Like I form my opinion as I speak about it. Oh, I guess this is the last little topic. We'll make this short. We'll end this soon. Another thing too is like so and so said this, therefore that is what they think. They cannot take no takesies backsies. I don't like that argument because people do say dumb things. People do realize they said something dumb. People do have shit takes, and they do acknowledge they have shit takes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people can change their opinions. They don't have to have static opinions. They can change.
Yeah, and like this whole argument, like I'm not I'm saying this whole argument. Like there's certain people that like you said this, so therefore this is how you feel. You're just trying to pander. It's
Or
just
whatever the fuck, yeah.
yeah, pander is not the best word, but like people keep acting like you said this, so therefore I'm gonna hold you this for the rest of your goddamn life. It's like, dude, people have shit takes. They say things, they take it back. Like for instance, like I don't know if you've been following you know who Billy Mitchell is?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Billy Mitchell is the dude from the King of Kong. He's basically under fire right now for allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, faking his Donkey Kong high scores. And there are people that defended him, and there's a guy who goes by the name Carl Jobst. I believe he's from Australia. He made a video talking about some of these defenders, and a couple of these defenders literally they didn't retract their statements. Like, you know what? Yeah, I don't support this. I don't support Billy Mitchell anymore. People change their minds. People
Mm.
have different information that comes in. Stuff changes their minds, and also on top of that, people misspeak. Not misspeaking, saying they said the wrong thing. They said what they thought at the time, but new information comes into our brains. New stuff comes to light, and it's like, oh shit. That's why when people come to me like crazy political bullshit, like, okay, I'll give you an example. Well, I won't give you the exact example. We'll just say that something happened. People are like, oh my God, this is horrible. This happened. I'm like, oh, that's crazy, man. That shouldn't have happened. Like, oh, I want to see more news. They're like, well, why aren't you outraged? I'm like, I want to have more information before I react.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm autistic. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just way too goddamn logical.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Nothing
Well,
wrong with
anyways.
being too logical.
Oh, there's a little bit wrong with being too logical. You played
Well,
you
yeah,
played
yeah.
MV11.
Because
Raiden tried to be logical in his timeline. He's like, logical often the logical choice is not the best choice.
yeah.
So, anyways, I just wanted to hear anybody who's in the chat, thank you for hanging out. Anybody who comes back and watches this, thank you so much. Battle Puppet, if you want to talk about your Kiwami 2 video you're going to put it out here right now, and we'll end the stream.
Okay, well, like I said, I'm working on another video. It should come out sometime soon. I'm not sure when.
Hey, it'll come out eventually. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to go grab some food. We can chat and text. But anyways, everybody have a fantastic, beautiful night. And I did say beautiful purposely. Battle Puppet, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And also
No
thank you
problem.
for putting this video in front of my fucking eyeballs and putting these beautiful, beautiful musical words in my ears.